Hey, it's Paul from Paul Ace Music and Dream Wedding Secrets. And I'm here today to talk to you about how to get a dream wedding without your guests complaining. So, my promise to you is I'm going to show you exactly how to create your dream wedding entertainment without your guests complaining. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to give you dream wedding budget planner, and I'm going to tell you how you can have all your entertainment for free. So I need your attention. So if you turn off your mobile phones, turn off Facebook, and if you're a bride or groom that's serious about getting better results for your wedding planning, and getting better results for your dream wedding entertainment, then the next 60 to 90 minutes is going to change your life. So my name is Paul Ace, and I've been a musician since I was 11 years old for the last 15 years. So I've been performing at events over the last 15 years, from little school bands when I started out, all the way up to weddings, castles, big corporate events, flying schools, everything, loads of different kind of things. So, and I've got years of experience at performing at weddings. So I'm also one of the few people that gets to see the whole wedding day, which is a really exciting thing for me to do. I'm a Bride Book Award finalist, which is one of the prestigious wedding awards, and also Woot Wedding Events Best Exhibitor with 2 different wedding businesses. So that's from the wedding fairs that we have been at, one of the most popular fairs in the Midlands. We have been Best Exhibitor with Paul Ace Music and with the former business of Ace Wedding Design, which I used to run with my fiancée Jess. We were recently featured on national television on BBC One. You might have seen me on Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. It was a pretty different experience, I have to say. But I think you can still check it on iPlayer as well. There's a few funny moments on there. It's about 20 minutes into the show. So yeah, I've recently on BBC One with that, with the presenter Caroline Hawley. I'm also, just like you, I'm planning my own wedding at the moment. And it's going really well. We haven't got very long to go. We've only got about 2 or 3 months, so it's really exciting. And I just want to kind of share my experiences and my knowledge of weddings with you to help you get your dream wedding. So there was a serious illness a few years ago that changed mine and Jess's life. When Jess was 23, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which is very, very early in her life to be diagnosed with that, which made things very difficult for a while. Me having to inject her 3 times a week, which is never a comfortable thing to do, and to actively have to hurt your partner, which is horrible. But that either takes you one way or the other. It either makes you go further apart, or it brings you closer together. And for us, it really did make us closer together. So I wanted to kind of share that experience with you about how we've now feel so much better about everything. So I want you to imagine what your life will be like when you have all the help you need to get your dream wedding entertainment and have something that your guests are going to be raving about for years to come. You're never going to have to worry about your guests complaining. So what will your wedding be like when you know how to plan a dream wedding without your guests complaining? Would that be pretty cool? So how about when you know the magic formula for getting your guests up dancing? Will that make a difference to you and your partner? Because I'm sure it will on your wedding day. So this is Tony and Catherine. This is what Tony had to say about working with myself when I performed at their wedding. So this guy is amazing, not just the voice, but also his personality, which infuses the audience. He's also really flexible in his playlist. So we did a bit of a cross between English and Italian wedding, and we brought the 2 together really well. So we also did the Tarantella, which if you haven't seen it before, check out the Tarantella, traditional Italian first dance, where people have to pay to go and dance with the bride, which pretty much pays for the wedding. So if you want to get everyone else to pay for your wedding, then that's certainly the way to do it. Just get everyone to pay with the bride. And he said, I'm recommending to everyone. And Tony said to me, there's very few people that I trust, but I earn his trust and his respect, and that meant a lot to me. This is also Sam and Paul. Sam says, Paul was amazing. He looked the part, excellent singing, and included every single guest. Now, is that what you want at your wedding? Do you want your guests to feel like they're all included in the wedding? So no one felt left out. Even the table of uncles that don't dance and the "we are too cool" table joined in. They're all up on the feet dancing at some point. So everyone said how fantastic I was. And thank you so much for rounding off our wedding day and making sure everyone finished on a high. And now we've got very sore feet. So that was Sam and Paul's wedding, a beautiful vintage wedding as well to be part of. Actually got everyone going at about 6-7 o'clock in the day, as opposed to singing later at night. So sometimes that can be quite a challenge, but to be fair, everyone loved it. Everyone got up and involved. So I just want to say anything that I kind of show you today. Results not typical. I'm going to walk you through the system that me and Jess have been using to get great results, to have the entertainment that we've always dreamt of, and also how I do that week in, week out. We've providing amazing wedding entertainment for brides and grooms across the country. So I want you to understand that the results are not typical. The average person who attends any workshop gets 0 results. So if you don't take on board what I say, then, you might not have the best wedding. So it's good to take on board what I say and have a listen. It will change your perception of what wedding entertainment is like. So I'm also happy to share with you for free exactly how this is working for me. So what are we going to cover? We're going to cover secret number 1, which is how to create a great wedding party atmosphere that you and the guests are going to remember for years to come. We're going to do secret number 2, why some engaged couples feel like shooting the DJ and how to avoid it. And also secret number 3, the magic formula for getting all your guests up dancing. So secret number 1, how to get that wedding party atmosphere that your guests are going to remember for years to come. So it's all about how to get that wedding party atmosphere. The secret that most couples don't know about making their dream wedding entertainment happen, I'm going to reveal to you very shortly, and how you may actually be doing the opposite of what is helpful in making your wedding party great. So what do I mean by this? So I don't want you to try and do everything. So I go to quite a few weddings where I go, oh, what entertainment have you got sorted? And they'll say, oh, we've got a band, we've got a singer, we've got a casino table, we've got a chocolate fountain, we've got a photo booth. Now, there's a limited amount of time in your evening and you've got a limited amount of guests. So let's say you might have 150 guests, you might have 60, 70 guests. But if you're splitting them all off into different rooms, what do you think that does to kind of the atmosphere of the evening? You can't create a good atmosphere if everyone's separated. If it's a summer wedding, some people are going to sit outside. So you've already lost a few people there. And they'll enjoy listening to the music outside. But if you've got a casino in a different room, then a photo booth down the hall, and then a chocolate fountain somewhere else, it just gets a little bit crazy and people don't know where to go. So I want you to think of it like you're a chef. Just think like you're the chef at the wedding. If your chef went, I'm going to make this amazing meal for you, but then took all the spices that he had in the cupboard, chucked all of them in at once. Now that probably wouldn't taste great, but if you had just the right amount of each one, that's going to taste amazing, isn't it? So think of your wedding entertainment like that. It's not about having loads and loads of ingredients to make it successful. It's about having one really, really good, tasty one. So you can always think about a theme for the evening, whether there's a certain era that represents you more or a certain style of music. And remember, the best acts get booked up early. So, I've been booked in the past for like 2.5 years in advance, which is kind of crazy if you think, you might have already missed out on your date because you haven't booked it as soon as you've actually thought about a venue. So secret number 2, why some couples feel like shooting their DJ and how to avoid it. So you don't want to feel like this bride in the picture. You don't want to be wanting to shoot your DJ when you get there or even before the day. So I want to show you exactly how to avoid doing that. So it's not just about the DJ, but it's about all the kind of entertainment that's out there. So I want you to remember, not all entertainers were born equal. So a lot of people and a lot of brides and grooms will say, oh, it's all right, we've got a DJ included with the venue. And I say, oh, have you met him? And they'll say, no. So one of the biggest things that I found from doing research, and it's statistically proven as well. 78% of brides said they would have spent more on their entertainment after the wedding day. Now that is a lot, isn't it? That's more than 3/4 of brides and grooms say that they would have spent more on the wedding entertainment. So I want you to really think about that and think whether that's something that maybe, are you spending enough on that at the moment? Are you spending your money in the right place for your wedding day to get the most enjoyment out of it? What is really going to make that difference to you on the day? And quite a vast majority of them also said they regretted what entertainment they did have. So I don't want you to regret that at all. So who thinks weddings are expensive? You know, the majority of people say, oh, everyone charges more for weddings. And a lot of them do. But sometimes there might be a reason why people charge more. So I say in life, sometimes you get what you pay for. So if you go and buy a car maybe, and you see something like it's a Mercedes or a Jaguar, and you go, oh, that's an amazing deal. But then you get it home after 2 weeks, it starts to break down. Now that wouldn't be great, would it? And that's probably why it was a cheaper car in the first place. So if you think about that with your entertainment, sometimes they're cheaper for a reason, and quite often it's because they're not as good as you think they're going to be. So I'm going to show you the surprising truth of what you're actually paying for, and how to decide if your entertainment is right for you. So what do I mean? What are you actually paying for on that wedding day? So this is just a little example. So a lot of people think that if you're hiring a musician, you're hiring someone to perform music. You're hiring someone to perform music, but you're also paying, they have to have the equipment and the instruments, good quality equipment as well, not cheap rubbish. Hours of rehearsal times, rehearsal space. I still have singing lessons every single week, because I believe every week you can get better and better at what you do. Transportation to and from the venue. I have to have a brand new van to make sure that it's not going to break down on your wedding day. Imagine that, if you've got a band with an old clapped out van, gets halfway to the venue and breaks down. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Imagine how much you'd be stressing out. So I make sure the van's serviced. I always get a new van that you've got to make sure that you've got no issues in that respect. The amount of money spent on lessons, training to become the musicians that they are, promotions and website costs, income tax and money that goes to the government, telephone, internet bills, managers and agents fees, booking fees, insurances, pat test certificates, everything like that as well. And then at some point, I actually need to pay the bills for the house. So that's always good as well. So Jess, my partner, isn't just having bread and water every day. She likes the lavish things in life, like occasionally a little bit of jam as well. So I want you to think of things to ask your DJ. So what kind of music do they play? What kind of weddings and events have they done in the past? Can you make your own playlist, or is it what they say? Because to me, it's your day, it's personal to you. It should be exactly about what you want. What happens if they don't turn up? So have you got any contracts in place? Is there a backup in place? You need to ask these questions, because if you don't, you might end up in the mire, so to speak, on your wedding day. And how loud are they going to be? Now, a lot of the time, venues will say, oh, we have this DJ because the DJ knows the acoustics of the room. Now, any good professional musician will know how to deal with acoustics in different rooms. I've worked in rooms where you've got big village halls that are really high, up to castles, which you're going to have loads of stone, up to rooms with a really low ceiling. Now, and even sometimes you're having to work the sound round a corner. But that's part of my job. So I don't want you to think you have to have the DJ from the venue just because they say, well, they know the venue. So here's a couple of DJ horror stories for you. So I found these on a well-known DJ's website. And these are things some couples had said to them. So we gave our DJ a list of our favourite songs we wanted to play during the party, and he didn't play one of them. We asked repeatedly to play them, and he refused till my bride was practically in tears. Now, that is the last thing you want for your wedding. That's, like I say, it's personal to you. It needs to be right for you. And here's another one. So I was actually at this engagement party. It was a friend's engagement party, and they decided to go with a different DJ. And I was like, look, I can help you out. And they were like, no, we want you to just be there as to kind of enjoy the night. I was like, okay. So the DJ turned up late, 15 minutes after the party had started. Now, that's just unacceptable to start off with. And then he thought he could make a smoke machine with something that looked like ant spray. And I mean, it might have been some kind of smoke machine, but it looks seriously unprofessional. And now this is my favourite. I think our DJ started to drink during dinner. Around 10:30 p.m, he began to argue with some of the guests. Near the end of the night, he passed out in the bathroom after peeing his pants. It was a total nightmare. Now, I haven't heard that one that much, but you don't want to even go near a DJ that would be anywhere near. At the end of the day, you wouldn't go to work, whatever you do for work, you wouldn't go to work and start drinking on the job, would you? So I can't see why a musician or a DJ or an entertainer should drink on the job. It's more than my life's worth. So I want you to think, write down what kind of music you like. Look at different acts' reviews. You know, our testimonials and reviews can show a lot about how good a band is. You might find a review that's relatable to your situation. Listen to the music, watch their videos. Do they have a show reel? So a lot of bands will have some kind of show reel or music that they can show you. If they don't, then there's probably a reason why. What will suit the variety of guests that you have at your wedding as well. So it's great to have something that you love and enjoy. You know, if you're into rap music or heavy metal, that's great. But is that going to create the party atmosphere that you want? Maybe it is. Maybe everyone who's coming to your wedding, even your grandma, is into heavy metal. Then if that's the case, that's cool. But the most likelihood is going to be a different variety of guests, and it's trying to please everyone. And like I say, this webinar and YouTube video is about getting your dream wedding entertainment without your guests complaining. So that will help you do that. I want you to figure out where there's going to be breaks in the day and where your guests are going to be waiting around. So, you know, you have some time before the bride comes down the aisle. You've got the drinks reception. You've got the wedding breakfast. And you're also going to have the evening reception as well. So you've got quite a lot going on in the day. And there's going to be times when you're off having photos and things as well, where it's good to keep the guests entertained and keep that atmosphere flowing. So secret number 3. So the magic formula for getting your guests up dancing. And we all want this, don't we? We all want to get the guests up dancing in the evening. So you see that picture below? That was a recent event that I was at. You can actually see the bride and groom right at the front next to me, dancing away, dancing the night away. It was awesome. So it's about how to get your guests up dancing. Most bride and grooms think of the guests as one group. So you go, oh, I've got my guests for the wedding. But actually, the reality is very different. And I'm going to show you how. So what does all this mean? So I want you to think about the groups of guests you have. What do they want? And how do we make it happen? So here's one of the groups of guests, the bridesmaids. The bridesmaids are always, the majority of the time. Now, I know this is a little bit stereotypical, but at the same time, the majority of the weddings that I've been to, I'd say 95%, the information that I'm going to tell you now is true. You might have a wedding that's a little bit different, but overall, if it's not that group, then there'll be another group that it makes sense to. So the bridesmaids are usually like, what do they want? They want to have a good time. Am I right? They want to make sure the bride has a great time as well. That's their mission, their job on the day, to make sure the bride's happy all day. And sometimes I think the bride feels it's the other way around, to make the bridesmaids happy. But no, it is the bridesmaid's job to make the bride happy. And also, they want to party. So the majority of the time, when it gets to the evening, the bridesmaids are the first ones up on the dance floor. And quite often during the wedding breakfast, they're getting up dancing between the tables. And it always surprises me, but I think it's brilliant. So how do we make that happen? Get a good mix of music. So you might have bridesmaids who are older, you might have bridesmaids younger. It doesn't matter what age you are, and it doesn't matter what variety of music they have. But if you get a good variety and a good mix there, works really well. One way we can do that is taking requests before the day. So instead of worrying about on the day going, oh, I don't know if the DJ will have that song, then just send a quick email out to all your guests and say, just send us your requests over. And what's the good thing about that? If there's a song that you really don't like, you can filter that out straight away. And you don't have to worry about, you know, if you don't want the Birdie song at your wedding, then you don't have to have the Birdie song. I tend to involve the bridesmaids with the dancing during the evening as well. So they're the first ones that want the tambourines, the egg shakers. They want to dress up a little bit. They love getting involved in the evening. So here's the social profile number 2, and that's the social auntie. So we've all got that one who wants to take 101 photos, goes around sitting at all the tables, talking to all the family and catching up with them as well. I'm sure you can think of us. You've got a social auntie like that. And social auntie, what do they want? They want to catch up with the family. They want a little bit of dance through the night. They might not want to dance all night long because sometimes they're catching up with the family and the friends that they haven't seen for a few years. You know, sometimes they get to meet together after a while. And they don't want the music so loud that they can't talk. So what happens a lot of time, I think DJs think, well, if I play it loud enough, everyone will dance. To me, that's not what it's about. It's about having it at the right level where people on the dance floor can have it loud enough. But if you're not on the dance floor, you can still have a conversation, but you can still hear the music as well. So how do we make that happen? So we sit some of the aunties together. That's always nice, putting them together maybe in the afternoon. So they get some of the talking out of the way, and then they can do more dancing in the evening. The occasional icebreaker thing as well to get people more involved with each other, and ensure your entertainment has the right tools for the job. So it's about not having the music too loud so no one wants to be in the room. You know, I've heard horror stories where people have said they've been to events before, and there's like the DJ was playing it that loud that all the guests were hiding in the toilets out of the way because for all the same reason, because it was just far too loud. And number 3 on the social profiles of a wedding, you've got the groomsmen. So yeah, the groomsmen, sometimes they are a bit lads. Sometimes they're not. But yeah, this was a very interesting wedding that I wasn't at myself personally, but I heard about where I think the groom was a dancer himself and got all the other guys involved as well. And it was a pretty awesome dance they did for the bride. So what does the groomsmen want? The groomsmen also like the bridesmaid like to have a good time. They want to make sure that the groom has fun. Sometimes get him into a little bit of mischief as well. And quite often they want a few unexpected dance songs. So how do we make this happen? Take requests before the day. Same thing as a bridesmaid. If you're taking those requests first, then it saves any hassle on the day of worrying whether we got the right songs. We're hitting the nail on the head before we start. We get that party started. So involve the groomsmen with the dancing during the evening as well, just like the bridesmaids. They're very similar, really, in a way. And find out any songs that are not allowed before the wedding day. So if you've got a no playlist, send me that no playlist. And the final one is the happy couple. Whether you're a bride and groom, a bride and a bride, or a groom and a groom, it does not make any difference. You still probably want the same thing. You want to celebrate that relationship together. You probably have been together a while, and that wedding day is that time where you can really celebrate with all your friends and family about the start of the rest of your lives together. You want that day to run smoothly. That's probably one of the biggest dreads you have beforehand is going, oh, what if this messes up? What if this messes up? So if we put all the planning in place, then there's nothing to mess up. You want all your guests to enjoy themselves. You know, you don't want the guests complaining. So how do we make that happen? Lots of communication before the wedding day, I think, is really important. Talking to you both to find out what you need, what you think your guests want, what they don't want, how the day is going to run. Let's write a plan out as well of what order everything's going to be in throughout the day. Cross-reference that with a photographer and the wedding planner on the day as well, so we're all singing off the same hymn sheet. And support through wedding Facebook groups as well. So if you've got any questions at all as well, we've got the Dream Wedding Grooms and the Dream Wedding Brides secret Facebook groups as well. I run the Dream Wedding Grooms one, and Jess runs the Dream Wedding Brides. So it's for grooms only and for brides only. So you don't have to tell any grooms your secrets, or you don't have to tell any brides secrets. So write down everything and confirm it with every single supplier that you're using. You don't want any kind of uncertainty on the day. So I want to ask you a question. Are you enjoying the webinar so far? So looks like everyone's enjoying it. And so we've covered secret number 1, how to create that wedding party atmosphere that you and your guests are going to remember for years to come. Why some engaged couples feel like shooting the DJ and how to avoid it. And the magic formula for getting your guests of all ladies up dancing. So if you want to take things to the next level, just put in the comments, I am ready. So we can see those comments starting to fill up as well. So people are ready to take it to the next level. So how are we going to do that? I'm introducing the all-day dream wedding package. So you can get entertainment throughout the day to create your dream wedding. So it's all about helping you get your dream wedding entertainment without your guests complaining, for couples who want to have the dream wedding and feel stress-free fast. So here's what you're going to get within the dream wedding package. You're going to get your wedding reception entertainment done for you with 2 45 minutes of live vintage party entertainment, tailored playlist of all your favorite songs, handpicked by you. So when we're talking about you choose the songs for the DJ playlist, you get to choose all of those as well. And then I've got 2 45 minutes of live vintage party entertainment as well that I can make for you. That's valued at £1,450. But this is not the price you're going to pay today. I just want to tell you that. It's not the price you're going to pay, but this is how much value you are going to get in this package. So you get the afternoon wedding breakfast, live swing set, building that happy atmosphere throughout the day, valued at £555. 20-minute live ceremony set, including a special song sang to you as you walk down the aisle. How beautiful is that? And an eclectic mix of acoustic tracks and piano backing tracks. And they tend to have a more modern feel in the song choices as well. And 2 songs learnt on request valued at £300. Access to the secret Facebook group. So I'm going to give you access to all the exclusive content first, which is brilliant. And it's probably going to save you a lot of money as well. And that is all valued at £3,150. Now you're probably thinking that's quite a lot of money, which I'd probably agree. But I'm also going to give you this bonus. So I'm going to give you 6 times 30-minute dream wedding planning coaching sessions, one-to-one with me. So on those coaching sessions, you can use them at any point through the wedding planning, and you basically can ask me anything one-to-one. We can go through all your ideas, anything that you're struggling on, anything where you kind of like, I want to save some money here, or I want to go more extravagant. How can I do that? Any questions about entertainment, we can go through that as well. And I want you to think about this. You know, we've all got disposable income. So most people get paid each month, and percentage that goes towards magazines, Starbucks, coffees, going out for dinner. And I'm not asking you to go into debt for this at all, but what I'm asking you to do is take some of that disposable income that you were going to spend on going out, and instead of putting it on something temporary like that, look and using it for your wedding day, because ultimately you're going to get the dream wedding that you always wanted. and that is also valued at 995. So here's just a recap of what you're going to get. So you're going to get all that stuff as before, and you're going to get that. So now we've got a total value of £4,145. So if that wasn't enough, you're also going to get your own personalized wedding logo on the dance floor for your first dance, designed especially for you. So it'll look something like this. Now, doesn't that look beautiful? Imagine that when you're having your first dance. And I want you to ask yourself, if you only got that original package, so we'll just go back. If you only got that original package there, would it be worth your entire investment? On top of that, I'm giving you all those coaching sessions and everything. And I want to tell you something quickly. Now, in the next 60 seconds, I'm probably going to save you £500. So I want you to listen carefully. So we decided that we weren't going to have a traditional wedding cake. We decided we're going to have something a little bit different. So we went for a donut cake. So you might wonder what a donut cake is. So we're having 5 tiers of donuts, and we're going to Krispy Kreme donuts. Now, if we bought it all from them, it would have cost us probably £200. But because we're buying the donuts separate and then the stand separate, it's only costing us £82 for a whole wedding cake. Now, bear in mind, if you go out and buy it, get a wedding cake made for you, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than that. So I'd probably just save £400 there. And now thinking there's 6 wedding planning coaching sessions, how much I would actually save you if we've got 3 hours overall together. So just going back to bonus number 2, you've got the wedding logo on the dance floor for your first dance, which is valued at £250 as well. Now, I want you to think money replenishes, right? Every single month or two, you get paid. And the cool thing about that is every month, that money comes back over and over again. But I want to ask you a question. So does that happen with your time? So if you miss your perfect first dance because you went for the cheapest DJ, do you get that time back? Do you get those memories back? No, I mean, it's weird, really, isn't it? Money replenishes, but time doesn't. I mean, you can go and figure it out the hard way, like a lot of brides and grooms do, and then regret it in the long run. But you only get one shot at your wedding. So I think personally, it's better to just think, your time doesn't replenish. So just think about that. So here's a recap again of what you're going to get. So we've got all that stuff as before, loads and loads of value. And we're going to have the wedding logo on the dance floor as well, designed especially for you. And so we've got a total value package there of £4,395. And if that wasn't enough, I'm going to give you another bonus. So I know we've gone a bit mad with the bonuses. We're going to give you 4-foot love letters as a backdrop to your dance floor as well, which is another £200 of value. So you're probably wondering, what do they look like? They look just like that. So if you want love letters for your dance floor, there you go. You can get them right there. So you've probably seen a lot of advice posts and things like that. So, but I want to ask you do you get fired up? What do you do with that advice the next day? Do you go and use it? Or do you say, oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow, and then nothing happens? So kind of everything that I've shown you in the last 3/4 an hour, it's totally up to you. You can break old habits and move forward and get everything done for your entertainment and have that dream wedding, or you can carry on doing what you're doing at the moment and just see what happens. So here's another recap, what you're going to get. So we're having to make the text smaller and smaller now as well, because there's just so much stuff on here. And that's a total value of £4,595. So I want to ask you, what couple do you want to be like? So do you want to be like Stress Mr. and Mrs. Smith? So what do they look like? They look like that. That's a little bit scary, isn't it? So you could look like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, shouting at each other, oh, I'm stressed about the wedding and everything, or the guests are complaining. Or you could look like Happy, Ryan and Zara, who I did their wedding for, and they look a little bit more like that. So they are a lot more excitable, and they really enjoyed their wedding, and we helped them beforehand to get everything like they wanted, and they had such a beautiful venue. So it's up to you. You can either be like stressed Mr. and Mrs. Smith, or you can be happy like Ryan and Zara. So you can actually look at the offer at dreamweddingsecrets.co.uk/dream wedding offer. And also, if you're watching it on the live page, there will be a button below where you can click dream wedding offer. If you're watching it on YouTube, then just type in that URL, that website there, and then you can go straight to it. So I guarantee to you, if my all-day dream wedding package does not help you get your guests entertained, then I'll refund your money. So there we go. That's a pretty strong guarantee there. So here's a recap of everything that you're going to get as well. So much stuff. So that's £4,595. So I want you to say goodbye. I want you to say goodbye to your guests complaining about their entertainment. I want you to say goodbye to not knowing whether your wedding suppliers or your venues are going to have your best interest at heart, because we're going to help you with all that as well. And if you buy the Dream Wedding Day package right now, you can say goodbye to whatever has been stopping you. So you can get started with the all-day Dream Wedding package for just $167. So just $167 per month for 12 months. And then your wedding's done. Your wedding's paid in full. You're going to get all those bonuses and everything. I mean, if you want to pay in full, that's fine. Find a lot of people are preferring to go with the pay monthly now as well. And if you think about it, you think how much like you'd lease a car for in a month. Now, which one are you going to get more enjoyment out of? That car or having your perfect wedding entertainment you're going to have memories about for years to come? So I just want you to think about that a little bit. So you can go to dreamweddingsecrets.co.uk/dream wedding offer. Now, the truth is, I am nothing special. I wasn't born entertaining at weddings. First 2 years of my life, I was in pubs, so I had a bit of background on music, but I wasn't born entertaining. I learned all that as I went along. So you've only got one wedding, so I want to help you make it right. So I'm just a normal guy like you. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And I promise to you, with this entertainment service, from the ceremony to the evening carriages, it's going to make your amazing wedding party a reality. So here's just a quick final recap of everything that you're going to get. You've got look, I had two choices when putting all this package together. So I could have charged it really cheap. I could have said, do you know what? You can have me for your wedding for £97. Which would have been great, and we could charge that and we could sell it to tons and tons of people. But there was a reason I didn't want to do that. So because that was one option, but instead of doing that and selling 10,000 people £97 and just turning up for an hour, I decided I wanted to give you more personal attention. I wanted to charge a lot more than that. I wanted to charge $1997 or $167 a month. And this way, it justifies me spending more time and more effort with you. And I'm guessing most of you watching, you probably rather have a little more effort from me. Am I right? So that's why I've decided to charge more. So choice number one, you can either invest and get started, or you can end this video right now, go to bed tomorrow and do exactly the same thing as what you're doing today and not know whether you're going to have the perfect dream wedding or not. So you can get started now for just $167 a month. Just go to dreamweddingsecrets.co.uk and it's got all the information that you need there. So just go over to there now, and that's pretty much it. So I did promise to you as well that you can get your dream wedding budget planner. So I'm going to put a link in the description. If you're watching it live now on the broadcast, then I will send you an email out with that. If you're watching it on the replay or watching it on YouTube, then I'm going to put a link of how you can get that in there as well. Also, I said I will tell you how to get all your entertainment for free. Now, this is pretty cool. So you, instead of paying $167 a month, you could have that absolutely free. So you think that total value of like 4,600 odd, that's a lot of money, £4,600. Yeah. So if you recommend me for 5 weddings, I will do your wedding all day, that everything that you see in that package, you will get absolutely free. Now that's a pretty good deal, isn't it? So if you want to get that absolutely free, all you need to do is just keep sharing it. And when people come to book, just get them to mention your email and or your phone number, and then I will make sure we keep a tally of that, and you can have your whole wedding for free. So there's where can you share it? There's loads of wedding groups on Facebook where you can share. Look on Pinterest. Share it on your own pages as well. If you've got anyone else you know who's getting married, talk to the venue that you've been at as well. It's really worth doing. So you could be saving over £4,500 just by sharing something. So that's pretty awesome. So that is pretty much everything. So just remember the all-day dream wedding package for just $167 a month for 12 months. Go to dreamweddingsecrets.co.uk/dream wedding offer. That's dreamweddingsecrets.co.uk/dream wedding offer. Click it now, and I'll see you on the other side. And have an amazing day. Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope to help you tell your story and have your dream wedding. Thank you very much. Goodbye. How's it showing that?